welcome to my channel. This is Harshita and this video is a bit different from whatever has been uploaded on this channel till now. A lot of you have DM'd me regarding my strategy and my preparation and my timetable for my CLAT and AILET journey. For those of you who do not know, I secured All India Rank 5 in AILET 2024 in the general category, and this is what today's video is about. I have divided the video into a few chapters so that the video has a direction and it's easy for both of us. In case you want to go to a particular section of the video, you can go do that, but I'd recommend you watch the full video. In case you have any doubts, feel free to drop them in the comments, and let's get started with today's video. Okay, so starting with the start, giving you guys a helicopter view of what my journey was like. I started preparing in June 2022 and my exam was in December 2023. So I had almost 1.5 years to prepare. I did it alongside my school. So I was in class 11th and 12th when I was preparing for CLAT and AILET. Now definitely the amount of effort was more in class 12th compared to class 11th. One, because you have to do GK in class 12th. Especially guys, now the time is to do GK. I'd of course make a video regarding tips and stuff if you guys want, but now because it's already July and you guys have your exam in December, it's the peak time that your GK becomes extremely important because you have to do your GK in this time. You also need to start covering your backlog, but that is something we'll discuss on later. So for these 1.5 years, and when it comes to mocks, I gave my first mock in October or November 2022. So I was enrolled in CLAT Possible's 2-year classroom program. So we'd have our classes on weekends, and
in the start we used to have pre-mocks, and it's only after a particular duration that we start having mocks. So pre-mocks are like 90 marks examinations, because that time CLAT was 150 marks, but of course when our exam was near, the consortium changed the pattern and it became a 120 mark paper. So
that is what my journey was like. So I was preparing alongside the school. I gave mocks for almost a year, and in total, if I'd count or give you an approximate idea, it was around 60-70 mocks that I gave. There is a whole section on mocks where we'll discuss about mock analysis and everything, but yes, that is just a rough idea so that you guys are with me throughout the video. Now moving on to chapter number 2, where we'll discuss my timetable. Okay, so I know that I was a person, if you ask my friends, I was a person who would watch every single topper's interview. I remember the name of toppers like this because I watched so many interviews throughout my preparation. And my question to them was always, if I get a chance to talk to any of them, it was this only, that what's your timetable and how do you manage school and CLAT together and things like that. But one thing that I realized with time is that rather than timetable, what works for me is task table. So what was my task table? So I used to have this diary, and I'm a big planner. I love journaling, I love diary entries and stuff like that. So I love planning my weeks ahead, planning my days ahead. So what I used to do is make a to-do list. So I had these weekly tasks assigned. For example, I have to give 2 mocks this week. I have to complete percentage in profit and loss in this week. So after Sunday classes, I'd come home, and the first thing that I do was plan my entire week ahead. And this was a very rough idea as to, okay, this is what I need to prepare, this is what I need to do. I need to practice weekend questions, I need to practice, I need to read a few economy articles and things like that. And this weekly task list varied depending on what my previous mock went like. Now what does that mean? For example, I gave a mock, and now after the mock I realized, okay, I need to do more of philosophy articles because I did not perform well in philosophy article in this mock. I definitely need to revise my CR concepts. I need to do profit and loss in mathematics because I need more practice. I need to cover my GK backlogs. So these are the 4 things I got after the analysis. Now these are the tasks I incorporate into the next week's work. So this is something that I do every single week. So these were the weekly to-do list. Now for the daily to-do list, I would So before sleeping, I would plan the next day, and this would be like proper planning. Okay, I'd wake up at this time. Now this is not the timetable in the sense ki from 6:30 to 7:30 I do this, from 9 to 10 I do this. No, I'd wake up at this time. After that, I do my yoga, my meditation. After that, I'll take a shower, have breakfast. After that, I'll read newspaper. After reading newspaper, I'll solve the questions of maths. So I'd have like this entire chronology of sorts as to how my events of the day would look like. Now this for me works, and I still do this till this day. So I think you just need to figure out what kind of planner you are, or what kind of planning works for you, because it might, I have realized this, that timetable does not work for me. But having these events in series, okay, I need to do this, after this I need to do this, after this I need to do this, and in case one of them skips, for example, I wrote that okay, after lunch I have to probably read philosophy articles. In case I took a nap after lunch and I could not do it, I do it after the nap. It's you have to be structured, yet you have to be flexible. So it's that. So I did not have like a timetable. I was a night owl, so I'd study till late in the night and I'd wake up late the next day. One thing that helped me this way was, so I challenged myself to complete every single task except GK before dinner, so that after dinner until the time I sleep, which would be a 3-4 hour good study session, I do my GK in that. Now this benefited me in the sense that अगर मैं सबसे पहले दिन में GK ले लूँ, तो उसके बाद अब बाकी का जो दिन बच गया उसमें मुझे लगता है कि अगर मैंने GK पहली चीज़ उठा ली तो मैं बाकी के दिन GK करती जाऊँगी, एंड अदर सब्जेक्ट्स वुड बी लेफ्ट, वो ऐसे ही रह जाएंगे. लेकिन अगर मैं GK लास्ट में उठाती तो A, आई नो कि मेरे बाकी सब्जेक्ट्स हो चुके हैं, एंड B, दैट 3-4 आवर स्टडी सेशन वाज गुड इन द सेंस मैं अपने नोट्स कंप्लीट कर लेती थी, न्यूज़पेपर से जो नोट्स बनाने, रिसर्च जो करनी है, कोई बैकलॉग कवर करना है, तो वो पूरा जो स्लॉट था वो GK के लिए था. एंड बिकॉज रात तक आते आते तुम्हारी एनर्जी भी कम हो जाती है, तो रीडिंग उतनी अच्छे से हो नहीं पाती, तो GK was something that I do. And I'd suggest if you are a night owl, you can try this. If you are an early bird, you can try something else like doing GK early in the morning if you want that, if you're weak in GK, if you want to grasp concepts. But try to manage all these things according to your productivity. It's very subjective, it's very individualistic. You have to see for yourself what works for you. But rather than a timetable, start making a to-do list. That works really well. Chapter number 3, reading sections. Now believe me when I say this, I did not read novels till I started preparing for CLAT and AILET. I did not know what editorials are. I never read an English newspaper especially, and when I went to the coaching, hearing everyone say we have read 50 novels, we read newspapers daily since class 6 and stuff like that, I was genuinely overwhelmed, and I was like, bro, how would I clear this examination? People are so ahead of me. And in the start, the only thing that would be my advantage was maths, because I was a big maths and science student in class 10th and in my whole school life basically. So maths was something I used to enjoy doing, like maths and the analytical part. So that is the only thing that would keep my score in the average section, right? And in the reading section, it's not even about getting those wrong. I would not even attempt the reading sections fully because I was scared of those long paragraphs and stuff like that. But if I did it, trust me, you would be able to do it. All it demands is consistency, A, consistency, and B, time management. You have to be consistent with reading your newspaper. I heard so many people say, मुझे 2 घंटे लग जाते newspaper में, what should I do? Give it those 2 hours. You are not reading newspaper to finish the newspaper. You are reading newspaper to become a reader. So give the newspaper 2 hours if it takes. It is helping you with 4 sections directly. It is just not helping you with maths, accept it, it's helping you with all of it. And a major chunk of this paper is reading. So you have to read the newspaper. One of my teachers recommended this to us, to read reading links and everything. He used to send us reading links every single day, and that was so helpful. Thank you so much, Siddharth sir. That was so helpful throughout. I mean, I'd still recommend you guys to read So what are these reading links? So from different websites, for example, Aeon, Swaddle, Guardian, Telegraph, there are Economic Times, there are a lot of website where you can find these articles. Now let's say you're not good with articles related to economy, so you can go to Economic Times and read those articles for 30 minutes straight. So for 30 minutes straight, you are going to read articles related to economy, which is your weak area. So these are some things that you can do in order to improve your reading section. You have to be consistent with your reading section. That is all I'd say. And you have to start taking your reading section seriously instead of thinking of shortcuts as to
what can I do? क्या मैं सिर्फ question पे जाके उस section पे जाके paragraph ही कर लूँ? No,
you would have to read the full paragraph, and there is no shortcut to reading. You have to read, be it newspaper, be it articles, be it something else that you are reading. And especially Hindu and the Indian Express के साथ you get that magazine every single week, right? So read that as well. So reading का main aim ही यही है कि you become a reader. You get comfortable, you get familiar with reading different articles, your reading stamina becomes better and stuff like that. So you have to read consistently. And B, when it comes to time management, so this is the time where you can try experimenting with the sequence of your sections when you are giving mocks and everything. So try experimenting with sequence, try experimenting कि यार अगर okay, so this is again something our teacher told us कि कई बार क्या होता है, you're doing a paper और उस रीडिंग वाले जोन में आने में काफ़ी टाइम लग जाता है. सो वॉट यू कैन डू इज़ मॉक से पहले यू कैन गो रीड समथिंग. मॉक शुड नॉट बी द फर्स्ट थिंग यू आर रीडिंग इन दैट डे. उससे पहले तुमने कुछ रीड कर लिया सो दैट इट्स ईजी फॉर यू टू गो इन टू दैट जोन यू आर गिविंग द मॉक, right? So these are some things that you can definitely do, but time management is everything, especially in AILET, of course in CLAT as well. You have to be consistent with it. Okay, so when you start becoming consistent with your preparation, when you start becoming consistent with reading newspaper and giving mocks and analyzing mocks, your time management also starts getting better, because as you practice you get better at it. So it would be easy for you to attempt all the questions if you are genuinely consistent with your reading and everything. If you are not able to attempt all the questions right now, if you start reading newspaper daily, if you start reading these articles from different website daily and everything, you would of course become better at it after a while. So it will be okay. Okay, section number 4, mock scores and analysis. Guys, if you take one thing from this video, it is that you have to analyze your mocks thoroughly. There is no point in giving a mock if you do not analyze it and all you do.
but उसके इतने marks है, but मेरे तो marks नहीं है, but मेरे तो इतनी percentile बन गया, but उसके इतने marks ज़्यादा, but उसने cheating की.
The whole point of mock is to make you realize where you are lacking, or what are you doing better, or what are some things that you can improve on. Things like that. You have to analyze your mocks thoroughly. You have to go to every single question, even if it is right, to see what was your mindset during the examination, what was the reasoning you used to reach this answer, and what is the actual reasoning that is being used to reach to this answer. And after a point you would start enjoy analyzing the mocks. I miss analyzing my mocks. It was genuinely fun to analyze a mock, because when you see, okay, you have attempted a paper, now of course there is this curiosity कि कितने marks आएंगे, but after seeing your marks, there is this, I don't know, there is this uncomfortable feeling which would only go after you have understood that okay, मेरी गलती कहाँ पे हुई है, कहाँ पर हम improve कर सकते हैं, और वो सारी चीज़ें. And all this you'd only get after analyzing your mocks thoroughly. You have to go to every single question, every single option, see what is the reasoning, and after analyzing your whole mock, what you can do is have a notebook and write mock insights. So just write the mock number and write whatever insights you got out of the mock. Maths should not be the first section I attempt in a mock, because this is the reason. I mean, GK should not be the first section you attempt in a mock. It varies, but I'd recommend not to keep GK at first, because it's a very big gamble. Things like that. I need to work on my CR concepts. I need to practice maths more. I cannot waste 50 minutes on a section, and things like that. And before approaching with the next mock, just read those insights. Before making your weekly task list for the next week, just read those insights and incorporate whatever work you need to do in those tasks, so that there is an actual benefit you derive out of giving a mock. So that is it for the mock section and the analysis part. Chapter number 5, I did not have it all figured out. Yes, I did not. Of course, there were moments of self-doubt. Of course, there were days when I cried to my mentors, my teachers, my friends that I would not be able to make it. Of course, there were days when I compared myself to other scores and others' marks and ranks and whatever. Of course, there were days when I did not feel like studying. And that is normal, that is human. You cannot expect yourself to work like a machine. That every single day you'd work for 17 hours, you'd work for 15 hours. No, that is not how it works. All you need to do is be consistent. And if there is a day, now that doesn't mean you not give your best every single day. You have to, of course, take your preparation seriously and be disciplined. But there will be days when you'll feel low. There will be days when you won't be able to do it. There will be days when you'd feel like तुम्हारा मॉक स्कोर बहुत ही बुरा है और तुम सब कुछ कर रहे हो उसके बाद भी कुछ नहीं हो पा रहा है. There will be days when you'd not get into these super batches, but that's normal, and that is not a testament to your preparation. That is absolutely not telling you if you'd go into an NLU or not. You need to believe in yourself. You need to keep going. You need to be consistent, you need to be disciplined, and you will have it all. I told you, right? I was a person who was not into reading, and still I made it to the All India rank 5. Because I believed in myself. There were days when I felt low, but the next day I'd raise up higher. There were days when I'd cry over not getting into some batch, but the next day I take it as a challenge and work more. All you need to do is be consistent and believe in yourself. Bestie, you got it. That is all for today's video. Let me know in case you guys have any doubts, and bye bye.